Squad room, the second floor of a precinct house. On duty desk, Lieutenant John Douglas and Detective Sergeant Herb Allen.
You stay where you are, mister. Be right down. Herb.
Yeah, Lieutenant?
Wet One River. Reservoir man spotted a sack, a big plastic sack. Body in the sack. Sign us out.
All I did? All officers, honest, that's my job here.
To fish this...
Fish in a reservoir?
Keep it clear. Big items float in from the aqueduct. Big items in the inlet have to be careful. They clog the screens.
Fishing with that long pole, you caught this?
This bag, yes, sir, this big plastic bag. All my years here, I never hooked in anything like this. I pulled at it, got a hook, pulled it in. Pulled a lot of items in. Well, what more?
You untied it.
Sure, I untied it. That's an extra source of income, officer.
Well, what was the bag tied with? This copper wire hooked into the bag?
Rope. Tossed it right behind. When I see anything in the current that could be salvaged, well, half my house was furnished with salvage when I used to work out at the waterfront. How'd I know there was a stiff in it?
You radio the coroner?
10 minutes. Technical's on its
Parts
way.
of a man all cut up in pieces and without the head.
Till they get here, Herb, take the left bank. I'll take the right. See what we can find on the canal banks along the way.
Right.
Just a minute. Stay right here.
But I'm off now. I tagged the stiff right at the end of my shift.
Go ahead, Herb.
You'll hide, Lieutenant.
Say, I'm a city employee, too. Find you something. Is that the thanks? I take pills for my stomach. These pieces in the bag, they got me all upset.
You live right here, don't you? At the waterworks? I want to take a look inside where you bunk. Stand guard over that bag, the body in the bag. I'll be in here, keeper's house.
Well, what do you expect to see?
Where'd you get this wire here, standing here in the hall?
I had to get this wire, some of this wire, to pull the bag in from the river. That plastic bag was heavy.
You didn't tell us that before?
I was so excited, I guess I forgot.
Let's go in, rest of the house. You let us think the plastic bag came with the copper wire wrapped around it. What's this? Your bedroom?
It's open. My bedroom.
Lieutenant.
Sergeant?
Coroner's here. No sign to head up or down the canal. What went on in here?
What do you mean, what went on?
The walls. Look at the walls of this room.
Blood?
On the walls, what do you call this? Paint? And here, on the floor. Still a little wet. And here, on the bedspread.
Guess you forgot to tell us about this, too. Like you forgot about the wire outside around the mutilated body.
My wife,
Yeah.
she and me fight last night.
That's the body of a man.
What's left of a man cut up in that bag outside.
She and me, it's like a season. A season comes in, it comes and goes. I mean, there's good times, there's bad times.
Makes sense.
Maybe it's here, living here. I'm the caretaker. You guys know that's in my job. Not only to work a shift, but to reside, to live here on the grounds. It's the damp odor, maybe. I don't know.
Where's your wife now?
How it starts, it's hard to figure. But last night she got the needles out. Not real needles, but with her mouth. And she starts in on me. I'm a water rat. I'm a scavenger, so on. The fact that she's wearing a lot of things that I fished out, that don't matter. So we fight. She hits me with a shoe. I hit her back with the other one. Yeah, here. My arm. See the cut where the blood dried? I guess she got one over her eye. Where she is, I don't know. It's the season. Maybe at her mother's, maybe her old maid sister. She'll be back. She went out after we had the fight.
You expect us to believe that caused all this blood sprayed all over this bedroom? How do you spell your name?
Reef, R-E-E-F-E. Last name's Collie, like a dog.
Take him out, Sergeant. And ask Sergeant Gross of Technical to get in here and give us a group on this blood.
I just want to ask you one question. Who telephoned you? Who telephoned to report a cut-up body in a bag?
Take him in. See if we can locate his wife.
Now, back to Squad Room.
All right. There's nothing more here till daylight. I want a two-man guard on the canal till the divers get here in the morning. Rest of you, knock it off. Get back to the house. Yes, Herb?
Coroner will give you a service. Promises a preliminary by morning.
Concentrate on picking up the waterkeeper's wife.
Lieutenant, lady.
I don't know anything about parts of the dead man.
Let me see your...
No!
Over your eye. You should see a doctor.
A psychiatrist. Not for me, for him.
The lady's unhappy in a marriage.
Oh,
The lady substantiates his story.
but I wasn't hiding out, or anything like that. I was just taking a vacation from him at my mother's. We did go at each other. We have these fights regular. I suppose he told you it's me. It's my fault because of his job. Well, it isn't. It's what the job did to him. It's not that I object to the water, the location. The city gives us free rent. It's an honest living, but when Reef and me got married, he had plans, ambition. Now all he does, he lies awake nights dreaming of what he might find tomorrow in the inlet. You see this watch, this pin, this earring, they all come out of the water.
Blood on your bedroom walls, on your bedspread, on the bedroom floor.
The fight, yes, sir.
The blood's being tested and typed.
Honest, I gave it to Reef and he gave it back, that's all.
T.S., a matron, a call downtown women's detention. She's got a bad cut over her eye. Just one, yes, for overnight.
All right, lady. Till the blood group tests.
I'm being locked up.
Any of those chairs in the back till the matron comes for you, please.
Bad, it's bad, Herb. Sun up, I'm putting 50 men out on those reservoir banks. The divers are going down. We've got to identify that murdered man. There isn't much you can do without a head.
Living or dead. Lieutenant.
What, Herb?
It's no use. No sign of his.
Knock it off, then, for a bad job.
Forrester! Forrester! Answer it! Busy. Only 1 foot away. Yeah, always busy when there's a case we can't cinch. Reports. We got the greatest collection of writers, report writers on this squad. I'm going to get you guys out on our bricks. Hello, Sergeant Allen. Well, why do you bring me all the way back here? You know I get all this cooperation in the room. Send a coroner's report up. But does the great Stoneface know it's in? Good.
I heard that.
Lock me up, Lieutenant.
Finally got the coroner's report.
Sergeant Harris just called. That was his call.
Do you want to hear this report? From the coroner?
I know that.
Torso of a man weighing 155 to 165 pounds.
Sergeant Allen. Who?
Hurry that up.
Well, send a man up. Man, 155 to 165 pounds.
His left arm extremely brown, indicating he drove truck or a car and kept his arm out the window. He should have been about 5'9", had a big black mole on right shoulder.
Anything about blood type?
Type O. His coloring was probably blonde or brown. In the water, 30 to 36 hours.
What about the prints?
Lieutenant, can I see the lieutenant?
Fingers too shriveled from the water. They're going to try blowing air in or wax buildup in special spoon.
Over here. The desk here. This man wants to see us. I'm Sergeant Allen. This is the lieutenant.
I'm Chris Wilson. I have a boy, Gerald. He's 30. He's missing.
Yes?
In the papers over the radio, I heard about that case where you can't tell for sure because the body was... I'm afraid it might be...
Sergeant.
Yeah, sit.
Gerald is married. He and his wife, they've been living in Glenwood. They decided a week ago to come back here. He should have been here 4 days ago.
Describe your boy. How much did he weigh?
Along about 160.
Was he dark, fair?
Blonde. I found a large dark stain in the dirt in my driveway. I don't know how it got there. It looks like blood. It disturbs me, that stain. I'm afraid my boy was killed there at night as he was arriving to come home, and maybe the killers, they took away his wife.
What do you think, Herb?
General description fits. Let him draw.
Envelope? Here.
Come on, Mr. Wilson, show me your house.
Well, nothing else. It seems out of place. I don't know how it got there, and it does look like blood.
Mm-hmm. We'll have the blood checked.
Yes?
Well, there's no other signs of violence, inside or outside.
You were all over my place. When will you know on the blood?
We're anxious too, Mr. Wilson. Sit tight.
I can go?
That's right. Blood in your bedroom didn't type.
The wife?
Just released. Woman detention downtown.
Sending her home?
Come on, out. I gotta lock this cage.
She's gonna go home?
Yes, Mr. Collie, home.
Oh.
Come on, out. That's your problem, not mine.
Dirt from the driveway shows blood. Wrong type.
Fine. Nice.
Our only hope for a positive identification is to find the head. T.S., get me R&I.
And if they finally did pull prints from the fingers, maybe the FBI doesn't have them on a file.
Hello? Yes? You have? Yes, hold. Pencil. It's a make.
Yeah.
Shoot. The break.
About time.
Turn. I got the address. We go. Thanks very much, Mr. Stern.
Yeah, Lieutenant?
The address the FBI had in the fingerprint file is this address. That's his father inside. Father hasn't seen his son Fred in 2 years. Gave me his son's address, 32 Pelham Drive. Police officers. You're Mrs. Fred Stern?
Oh.
We want to talk to you.
About Fred. Where is Fred, Mrs. Stain?
Oh, he left me a week ago. Said it was the end. Said he was going to Chicago.
Have you read the papers lately?
Yes?
Curious about the torso found at the waterworks?
Should I be? I mean, I don't get this.
Ever occur to you your husband might have met foul play?
Huh?
He did.
He's dead.
You sure? Sure it's Fred?
Fingerprints.
We were married 3 years. He drove buses at one time. For the last year, he drove a cab. He was irresponsible. He loafed. I work in a cotton mill. I only make $1.65 an hour, but that's more than him. The man wouldn't work steady. He loafed. Ran me up bills. I was after him. I was always after him to get a steady job. Ran me up bills on my good name, my credit. Naturally, that made me mad. That's why we argued. He left.
Lock your car.
Let's go look in the house first.
You taking me somewhere? It's locked.
Anything else you want to tell us?
Yes. When we were married, he bought me a set of rings and a watch for himself. Expensive. You know, he charged them to me. The jewelry store, they came after me. I almost lost my job. It's open. You can go in. 3 years, that's how it's been.
Is that why you killed him?
I said it's open. You can go in.
Just this carpenter saw and his hammer. They're out on the back porch. Clean, but they look like they got traces.
Well?
I'll start at the beginning. I came home from work Wednesday night. He's wearing more new clothes. Charged them, he said, but he kept hollering for me to go to sleep. At midnight we did, but he got up in the middle of the night, goes down to the basement, and starts working his power tools. I couldn't sleep. I got up and called down. He started to hammer things. I yelled. He came charging upstairs and abused me. I couldn't stand it. I paid for all those fancy tools. He never built anything. Put the hammer down on the sink. I picked it up, went behind him. I hit him and he fell down. Oh, if there was any chance of saving him, but I listened. There was no heartbeat. He was dead. I went down. I got the saw. I put a blanket under. I knew I had to get rid of the body, but I couldn't.
You have a boyfriend?
No.
You did it yourself?
Separate packages in the heavy plastics. They were heavy, but I made it out to the car trunk.
Yourself? Dumped all by yourself?
The big one I threw in the reservoir. A car came, frightened me away. I drove around looking for another place.
I don't believe it.
Well, you have to. Where'd you dispose of the other one?
Off West Bridge. I could show you.
Take her downtown. Booker, I want to look over the house and her car again.
I cleaned up thorough when I came back, and then it was time again to go to work. 3 years, mister. I tried. I worked. I paid. Hope for 3 years that he'd leave. Just leave on his own 2 feet and go away. It's my house. I pay. Am I happy? Am I proud? Did I need a man in good health who don't pay his way?
Well, you didn't need to kill.
Did I mean to kill? It happened. It just happened that way. When I knew life was gone from him, all I could think was out. I wanted him out. He was too heavy to lift. I had to get him out. That's when I went to get the saw. I had to get him out.
Booker, get going.
Some way.
Squad Room, the true-to-life enactment. Today on duty desk, as Lieutenant John Douglas, Win Wright. As Sergeant Allen, Dan Ocko. As Cully, Eric Dressler. As Mrs. Stern, Bryna Rayburn. Squad Room is produced and directed by Win Wright, written by Peter Irving. All names are fictitious. Any resemblance to persons living or dead is purely coincidental.